All right, let's dive into one of the oldest and honestly most mind-bending puzzles in all of philosophy. It all starts with a simple ship, but trust me, by the end, it's going to make you question everything you think you know about identity. Like, what makes something, well, itself?
So, yeah, that's the big question right there. When does something stop being itself? I mean, it sounds simple enough, right? But, oh, you're about to see just how deep this rabbit hole goes. The answer is, well, it's not simple at all. Okay, so to really get this, we've got to go way back. Our story starts in ancient Greece, with a tale told by the historian Plutarch. So meet Theseus. He was the legendary king of Athens, and you might know him as the guy who took down the Minotaur. Well, after that whole heroic ordeal, he and his friends made their escape from Crete on his ship. And that ship, it became a really big deal, a treasured memorial for the people of Athens. Naturally, the Athenians wanted to keep this ship around forever. It was a symbol of heroism. But, wood rots. So, as the years passed, whenever a plank got old and decayed, they'd very carefully take it out and swap in a brand new, perfectly matched piece of timber. And this went on and on, for decades, one plank at a time, until, eventually, somebody probably stood back, looked at the ship, and realized, wait a minute, they had a huge problem. And this little problem, it kicked off a massive philosophical debate. So here's the question. For you, think about it. After all that time, after every single original piece of wood has been replaced, is that thing floating in the harbor still the Ship of Theseus? I mean, really? Or has it become a totally different ship? Okay, so for hundreds of years, people argued about this. And then, fast forward to the 17th century, and this English philosopher, a guy named Thomas Hobbes, comes along. He looks at this already thorny puzzle and says, you know what this needs? Another layer of complication. And boy, did he add one. Hobbes posed this brilliant what if. He said, imagine there's a guy, maybe a collector, who's been saving all those old rotten planks they've been throwing away. He's just been hoarding them in a warehouse somewhere, and then, once he has every single original piece, he puts them all back together again. He rebuilds the ship. So now we have two ships. You've got Ship A, the one in the harbor. It looks the same, it has the same form, and it never stopped being a ship. It's been there the whole time. Then you've got Ship B, the one in the warehouse. This one is built from every single one of the original parts. It has the same matter. So, which one is it? Which is the real Ship of Theseus? I mean, they both have a pretty good claim, right? The ship in the harbor has the history, the continuity. The one in the warehouse has the actual physical stuff. See? I told you this gets messy. Now, when you're faced with a brain melter like this, what do? Well, philosophers have come up with a ton of different ways to try and solve it. And just to be clear, there's no one right answer everyone agrees on. But watching them try is half the fun. So here are a few of the big ideas. One camp says the constitution of the ship, the wood, is in its identity. Basically, the ship and the lump of matter are two different things. Another idea, which is pretty wild, is this concept of temporal parts, where an object is just a series of separate versions of itself existing at different moments in time. And then, some people just throw up their hands and say, hey, this isn't a real problem about the world, it's just a debate over the meaning of a word. Let's zoom in on that cognitive science idea for a second, because it's pretty interesting. It basically says the paradox isn't real. It's not out there in the world, it's in our heads. Our brains have this mental shortcut for tracking identity, and it works 99% of the time. But the Ship of Theseus is like a weird edge case that breaks the system. It's a glitch in our mental software, not a glitch in reality. And here's the cool part. This isn't just some dusty old philosophical problem about a ship. No way. Once you know what to look for, you start seeing this paradox literally everywhere, in everyday objects. Take, for instance, the old grandfather's axe problem. Let's say your grandpa leaves you his favorite axe. Over the years, the handle cracks, so you replace it. A few years later, the head gets rusty, so you replace that too. My question is that still your grandfather's axe? Or is it just an axe? There's a great modern version of this from a British sitcom called Only Fools and Horses. There's this character, Trigger, who gets an award for using the same broom for 20 years. He's so proud, but then he mentions, it's had 17 new heads and 14 new handles. And it's hilarious because we all get the joke instantly. We see the paradox right away. Okay, so ships, axes, brooms, we get it, right? It's a fun little puzzle about objects. But this is where it stops being fun and games. This is where the paradox turns inward and gets really personal. I mean, think about it. If this is true for inanimate objects, what on earth does that mean for us?
There's an old Buddhist text that paints a pretty gruesome picture of this exact problem. Imagine a traveler walking down a road who gets attacked by two demons. The first demon rips off one of his arms, but instantly the second demon slaps on an arm from a corpse. Then they do a leg, then the other leg, one piece at a time. And the story ends with this really chilling thought. Once the process is complete and none of his original body is left, the traveler was confused about who he was. He's just lost. He has no idea who or what he is anymore.
And look, that's not just some scary story. It's a metaphor for real life. On a biological level, your body is constantly rebuilding itself. The vast majority of the cells you have right now, they weren't there a few years ago. The atoms that make up your brain are constantly being swapped out. Even your thoughts, your memories, your personality, they're always shifting and changing. So let me leave you with this. Are you the same person you were 10 years ago? Are you even the same person who started listening to this a few minutes ago? The Ship of Theseus was never really about the ship. It's always been about you.